Man has certain needs, and sometimes when these needs are not met, or when something happens to alter some of these needs, like trauma now, depression can occur. When all you do is that you're always living from hand to mouth, your life is just filled up with struggling, your in-laws are always coming to harass you, your wife is not giving you peace because of finances. Depression can occur because there is no peace, there is struggle. Hello guys, my name is Victor Akan, and I would like to welcome you to my Breath of Hope podcast. Today we'll be talking about depression. For the last couple of weeks, I have released a couple of episodes on depression where I invited, people who spoke about their stories, and a couple of people reached out to me, speaking about their experiences. So I just thought to do a very mini series to elaborate further for people who would be struggling. Now, let's start from the beginning. What's depression? Well, depression is defined as a general state that causes some sort of change in mood or loss of appetite, right? So when you notice that you have this series of intense emptiness, sometimes can be the word for it, sometimes just numbness, sometimes you just feel so down, you want to isolate yourself, and it's not a one-time thing. When it's a one-time thing, you're just sad. But when it's something that is really consistent and intense, then it can be termed depression, right? And sometimes the depression is more psychological than it is, physical, in the sense that it's not like a physical wound that you can see on your body. It refers more to be the state of your mind or your being. And a lot of times, depression would occur when the mind has been deprived from a need that it needs to function properly. So, think about how when you basically cut yourself, you feel the pain and you're basically injured because something has ruptured your skin, and so your skin is not the way it's meant to be, right? Or let's say that you fell ill, let's say you got malaria, you got typhoid, there is something that your body needs to function that that is being plagued, so your body is being plagued by some sort of bacteria or virus, right? And it is causing your body to not function the way it is supposed to function. So your body is giving you an indication that there's something is wrong somewhere. In the same way, it can be likened to depression in the sense that, depression refers to the fact that there's something wrong with your mind. Man has certain needs, and sometimes when these needs are not met, or when something happens to alter some of these needs, like trauma now, depression can occur. And we'll be looking through the different layers or stages through which a man can go through, or let's say the different layers or stages of man's needs through which if he does not acquire those needs, then depression can be a resulting state. Now, of course, it won't be for everybody, but for some people. At the very basic need now is the need for survival. Now, the need for survival, would entail just being able to breathe, for instance, right? You need oxygen to be alive. Right, so a man that is fighting for his life, a man that is literally fighting for air, cannot really think about the fact that he's depressed. He's just fighting for air or food or something. He's in a state whereby he needs to survive, and so his body is kicking back and fighting against his mind to survive. Right, so that's the very first stage. When man has gone past that stage, man now needs other things. So man needs an assurance of his daily 2K now, so you can afford daily 2K, but not every time. Do you understand? Depression can occur at that basic level, in the sense that when all you do is that you're always living from hand to mouth, your life is just filled up with struggling, your in-laws are always coming to harass you, your wife is not giving you peace because of finances. Depression can occur because there is no peace, there is struggle, there is no peace in your heart. So you can feel very depressed, you can feel very anxious and all of those things, okay? And that is depression caused by struggle, depression caused by poverty. That depression comes as a result of not having peace of mind, always having to think about your tomorrow. So you're just tired about everything. So there is that. There is depression that occurs at the next level. After man has a need to feed or something, man has a need for love, okay? So this is where man would need to have a family, whereby he gains from that family, he gains an identity. You understand what it means to be loved, what it means to have value, what it means to have worth. And so most times when he does not get some of these things that he needs from the house, or she does not get them, depression becomes the next stage. Because imagine a girl that is basically depressed and struggles with suicidal tendencies because she doesn't think that she's loved well enough, right? Now, a lot of times that love that she needs could have easily been gotten from the home, from the family unit. But because maybe she felt like maybe her parents were too hard, or her parents did something that caused some sort of traumatic event that now spiraled to a couple of other things that now led to that depression. But the thing is that you can trace this down from the foundational level, right? And so depression can also occur from there. It's possible that, you have your daily 2K, you come from a family that loves you, but you don't have a sense of purpose in the world. You have a good sense of identity, a good sense of value, a good sense of worth, but you don't have a good sense of purpose, right? Now, when you don't have a good sense of purpose, what am I supposed to achieve? Life, it just becomes empty, meaningless. It just feels like you're just taking up space. So depression can also come from that level. So man has his basic needs to be met. School fees, food, clothes, all of those things. When those needs are not met, when man's life is just, struggle, he lacks peace. Depression can come as a result of no peace and struggle. When man, has a need, for family, for love, for identity, for support, and all of those things, and he gets none of those things at a psychological level, at a physiological level rather, then man can get depressed, questioning his worth. What am I living for? What is my legacy? Who am I leaving behind? All of those things. He can also get depressed. Why? Because another need of man is that he needs to live for something. When any of these things have been distorted, then not all the time, but sometimes, then man can find himself depressed. It is also possible that you have where you eat, you can pay your school fees, you can pay your children's school fees, all of those things, and you still feel depressed. That's also possible. You just feel naturally empty. And it's like nothing that you do is filling you up. It's also possible that you might have suffered another traumatic event. Let's say, for instance, now, as a young lady, you were raped, right? Rape, by the way, is a violation of your value. It's your rapist or your abuser saying that I don't think you're valuable enough for respect. And so it can lead you to depression. Why? Because you were invaded, you were treated like trash, right? But basically, depression can be caused for one of two reasons. One, when your needs at the different layers of levels have not been met. Either it has not been met or something happened to cause a shift in those needs. For instance, now the rape case I just brought up. Sometimes some of these needs are met, but there is something deeper that your soul needs and nothing else seems to fill it up. I'm going to release a couple of episodes dissecting each of these things. So why not stay tuned with me until next week. Thank you so much for staying this far. Bye.